Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. I'm Lynn with Plasma Energy Solution, and this is Friday. We're getting towards the end of January. I believe it's the 24th of January 2020. And today I'd like to talk about something that's in some of the headlines but not all of the headlines. And there was an article about a Chinese doctor who was putting out an alarm of the help that is needed. There are several cities in China that are now under lockdown because of an item called coronavirus, which is somewhat like pneumonia. And no one is allowed in or out of those cities. Putin has canceled all flights from China. The U.S. is scanning passengers at 5 airports: New York City, San Francisco, Chicago, and there are 2 others for this virus. However, there is a 10 to 14-day incubation period, and it is a virus that mutates very, very quickly. So I want to talk about that because, as you know, with the amount of travel that people do around the world, you don't know when something like this might crop up in your area of the world. So when you have our plasma energy products, they're requiring in these Chinese cities that everybody is wearing a face mask, okay? And this happens to be a disposable face mask. Now, one of the things I've done with this that you can all do that have the plasma energy station is you can spray as many as you want and have these available. Just have them on hand. You know, if you never need them, that'll be great, right? And if you do need something like that, well, then you have it. But don't wait and say, well, you know, I'll do that some other time, I'll get around to it or whatever. Just make some preparations and have it. Now, what if you can't get those easily? Well, then, you know what? There's always the good old bandana. And you can take a bandana, you can take a scarf, you can take a silk scarf, you can take any kind of a scarf for that matter. This is a cotton bandana. And you can spray these with the plasma energy station water. Or you can take a whole batch of them and soak them in a dish, or, you know, you can do them in a load of laundry and soak the entire load of laundry with a cup of the plasma energy station water in the rinse cycle and just let it sit there for about an hour. And then go ahead and spin everything out and dry the clothes, and when it's there, it's there. You don't have to keep doing it over and over. So I wanted to emphasize how you can be prepared for things like this that may occur. And I want to remind you also that this month, and we have several more days till the end of the month, we do have gift from Dr. Paul, which is the 25% off coupon for this month only, which is January 2020. And because it's not my warm door, it's my cold door to your door, wherever it might be in the country, we are sending these larger BPA-free plastic vials. And we've consolidated the 16 smaller vials into 4 groups of vial 1 with 1 through 4, vial 2, 5 through 8, vial 3, 9 through 12, and vial 4, 13 through 16. So everything is still there that's in your energy station. Now, what if you want to share this with someone else? You know, you can make patches if you're going to mail it to someone. All right, and here's a pair of patches that would be sent outside of the country. And I always make my patches where they're there's a gradient in them, and I'm going to show you that because I have some patches here I need to do. This happens to be healthy kidney. And what I'm going to do is, these are all ready to go, and this was where you can get the half sheets of the paper towels. Okay, so these have already been soaked, and what I'm going to show you then is you just go ahead and you fold them in half, all right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to cut one of these, and you'll put the cut half inside of the other. So now you have 3/4 of what you started with. And the other part of the cut half is what goes in the other side. So here's how your patches are put into the baggies and then placed together. And the only thing is I didn't bring a pair of scissors to the camera, so I'm not showing you that this is the size of the 1/4. But as you see, you have 3/4. Here's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, and 3 make up one side of your one of your pair of patches, and then 4, this, which is this side only, makes up the other one. And then you just put them in your plastic baggies, and I use a lot of clear plastic packing tape, and so there are no exposed edges on this whatsoever once you have all of these put together. And if these get worn, all you have to do is put them in a new baggie. You don't have to take this out of the original bag. You just put the whole works in a new baggie, tape that one shut, and you're good to go for as long as that lasts. And generally, these shouldn't really get that worn because they're going to be on the side of a container, much larger than this, obviously. And so they won't be subject to a lot of wear and tear. At least that's in my estimation. Okay, so that is what we do to make the pads. And I do want to emphasize, size does not matter. You could even make a pair of patches that would be this size, like a Post-it note. And here's your 1, 2, 3, 4. So one part of this would be 3 of this size, and the other would be 1 of this. So you could just remember, size does not matter with the plasma energy. And then I like to have spray bottles on hand, and I use these on plants. I use them sometimes just as a face refresher. I may be sitting at my desk, and if I've set my glass of water somewhere else, I can just pick up one of these and spray some in my mouth. So this is another handy way, and this with the station water, here's a vial in the bottom that had the station water in it. Or you can just simply take water out of your station and put it in your plastic spray bottle. Okay, so that's a little bit about what you can do as far as prevention and just being aware of what's going on with things around us, and kind of being prepared ahead of time. Now, this is the size vial that we will send out in the wintertime, and this is for any orders of separate items, whether it's healthy man, healthy woman, lung relief, pain relief, anxiety relief, peace, any of these, it's going to go out in this size, okay? So I do want you to be aware that there is an issue. In those 12 cities, that means that 35 million people are now under lockdown, I guess you would say. So just be aware of what's going on around you. And then we have a few Q&As, which we always do, so I want to cover those. And somebody asks me, for headaches, are the same GANs included in the basic plasma energy station? And what I said is headache has a combination of the GANs found in the plasma energy station. And what you have to realize is Dr. Paul started the plasma energy station about, gosh, I think over 4 years ago. And so that was a basic amount of things that he had on hand and some things that we formulated. Then as information has come along, as he studied more things, there would be certain formularies that he would put together. And yes, they might say, well, this has CO2 and this has zinc. You're going to see CO2 and zinc in a lot of things, okay? But you're also going to see some other things. There might be some B9 Korean salt. There might be amino acids. There might be hemoglobin. And they might be in a different percentage in each of the formulas. In addition to those, he always had what he called his proprietary formulas, which were more herbs and roots and leaves. And we didn't put those in the information that went out. He felt that that was proprietary to his research. Okay, and then we have another question here. What about pain relief? Would pain relief be enough? Now, pain relief was formulated much later than the plasma energy station. So there are some things in pain relief that are not in the plasma energy station. And here's what it is. It contains the plasma energies of CO2, zinc, copper oxide, magnesium, CH3, and always remember that the CH3 that's been used in formulas is a small percentage that's used as a booster to enhance the other GANs that are in those formulas. Hemoglobin, amino acids, ancient sacred plant, plasma energy station water, protease, bromelain, citrus bioflavonoid complex, rutin, boswellia serrata resin extract, ginger, Mojave yucca root, turmeric, devil's claw, L-glutathione, horsetail, stinging nettle leaf, garlic, celery seeds, humic and fulvic acid, over 5 dozen minerals, vitamins, roots, herbs, and essential oils, iodine, cayenne, rose hips, papain, Chinese rhubarb, licorice root, kelp, chromium, wild Alaskan sockeye salmon oil, D3, omega-3 fatty acids, EPA acid, and DHA acid. So those were all put into the combination of GANs that Dr. Paul used to formulate the pain relief. Now, a question, many of these items seem to repeat themselves, for example, in eczema and pet itch relief. And I would say yes, people are frequently looking for items for themselves and not for pets. Or it may be the reverse. They might be looking for items for pets that they're not necessarily looking for themselves. So if they're looking specifically under pets, we wanted to have something that was named specifically for pets. People who might be looking for skin relief items might not be looking for them in the pet section. And that's why they're separate items even though they have the same ingredients. Now somebody has a question, I'm thinking of using healthy kidney or healthy bladder. Or have I covered everything with UTI vag relief for women? And my answer here, healthy kidney is a separate formula that Dr. Paul did in November 2019. It was not included in healthy bladder or UTI vag relief, and it is intended for men or women. The same is true for healthy bladder. Many of the healthy bladder energies are in the UTI vag, which also has some specific energies just for women. So that takes care of that batch. And then I was wondering when I bought the plasma energy. Okay, I think I've already covered these in another video. Sorry for the repeat there. Excuse me there, I should take a little drink of water, but I'll keep going on. I want to order the Cancer vial. Questions about ordering dewormer. Do I need both or do they overlap? Which would I get if I only choose one of them? So the answer is Cancer does contain the ingredients that you find in the dewormer, as well as ingredients from the following. The mushrooms are Agrachis, oh boy, I murdered that one, blazai, chaga, cordyceps, lion's mane, inaki, maitake, polyporus, reishi, shiitake, turkey tail, enokitake, mishima, and tamela. There's also vitamin C with rose hips, and additional ingredients are carrot, another mushroom blend with reishi, shiitake, maitake, MSM, spirulina, chlorella, folic acid, probiotics, enzymes, calcium, L-methionine, L-arginine, thiamine HCl, methylcobalamin, glutathione, chromium complex, silica, red clover, bloodroot, galangal, and sheep sorrel. So the answer to that, if you were trying to decide, well, would I order both dewormer or Cancer, or if I'm just going to get one, probably what this individual is going to want to do is get the Cancer, since there are energies from the dewormer in that particular vial. And then, there are also additional ingredients that in the Cancer that are found in anxiety relief, detox, dewormer, and it also has the B9 Korean salt gans, amino acid, and hemoglobin. Now somebody says I have everything that was recommended in the diabetes kit. Is there any vial specifically for diabetes? And my answer is Dr. Paul put together what he thought was necessary to support the condition of diabetes in the diabetes kit. If you have the plasma energy station and inflammation relief, you may want to hold off on ordering the eczema and see what those items do for you, and maybe you won't need the eczema as part of that whole kit that he put together. And then I don't know what else to order because many things seem to have duplicate ingredients. Again, here my answer is you see many of the same ingredients in many of the formulas. There are also additional ingredients, some proprietary, which are not listed, and the ratios of similar ingredients are often different from formula to formula. And somebody says I have autoimmune issues with gut infections and weight and energy loss issues. Any thoughts on that? And I answered back, you might want to consider the healthy gut. If you already have eye formula, then be sure to use your drops as instructed by Dr. Paul and use the eye drops at least twice a day. And remember, when he started out with the eye drop formula to use on his cataracts, he went for 4 months without seeing a change. And then when the change started happening, it started happening gradually, and then it all sped up to where within a year he was completely free of the cataracts. And he did go in April of 2019. He renewed his driver's license. He did not have to wear glasses, and he did not have contacts, and he did not have cataract surgery. So it was entirely due to the eye formula. And somebody else says, I've always been interested in your first aid kit, but I think it's over my non-scientific head. Would I just use the vials like I use everything else? And I want to remind you that we have the first aid chart on our website, and this was something that came out very early as a response to those who were early responders in the Norcia, Italy earthquake, and they were saying, what is it we can put together to help people that they can use in various ways, in this type of a situation. And And then somebody says, well, I won't be able to order Dr. Paul's special, and I do in this month. But I do encourage you, if you've come in under one of our affiliates, always use their names, because their 15% discount that they introduce to you is always effective. And they do get a percentage, and it helps them support their websites. So do always remember to use those. And I think that's it for today, but I would like to close with this reminder of our intention and our invitation. All plasma energy that originated from Paul and Lynn's efforts joins every other bit of plasma energy that originated from our efforts, wherever that plasma energy is in the world, on the land, in the waters of the rivers, the lakes and the oceans, in the air and the clouds above. All that plasma energy brings Paul and Lynn's intention everywhere, on, above, around, and below the surface of planet Earth, that all living beings are filled with love, peace, joy, freedom, and well-being, with the ethics and morality to support the love, peace, joy, freedom, and well-being of all living beings on planet Earth, including the living being, our home, planet Earth. All of like intentions are invited to join this intentions. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a good week, and please give us a thumbs up and share this video if you wish with others. And I'll look forward to talking with you again in a week. Oh, and I do want to mention, I am working on a version of the diabetes workshop that Dr. Paul was going to do. It is not going to be nearly as long, but there were some videos that we did do. It will be a product that we offer on the website only, and I'm still working on that, putting it together. I'm going to do transcripts of the videos that we have, so be watching for that. It's going to be in the next few weeks. And thanks so much again. Have a good week.